Bailey from Making Up from Midwest, and this is going to be a review of the NYX Butt Naked Eyes palette. It's also going to be a tutorial showing you how to get this look that I'm wearing right now. I thought it might be nice to be able to show you tell you not only about all the products that are in this palette, because it is an extensive palette, but also show you how they work individually as well as together. So this is going to be a video jam-packed full of swatches and pictures and videos and a tutorial, so if you'd like to see all that madness happen, please continue watching. So let's start with an overview. First things first is obviously this is a palette playing off of the naked trend, the naked buzzword that's going around, like with the Urban Decay palettes and the neutral palettes that have always been around and will continue to be around because everyone loves a good staple basic neutral palette. The thing that attracted me to this palette was that it's way more neutral than any of the other naked or neutral palettes already on the market. As you can see, there's lots of blacks, there's a purple here, and while there are some browns, like this is a deep brown and this is kind of a camel color, they do lean on the cool side. I wouldn't call them warm by any means, and same with this cream color and their cool pinks. The other thing that makes this palette very distinct is this compartment that slides down here to reveal pretty much a full face kit. You have 3 products here that are your contour and 2 highlighters, as well as 4 blushes. All of varying finishes, so you do have one with sparkle, you have one with a little bit of satiny shimmer, and then a matte, and this is kind of a shimmer color right here. So that's just a brief overview to kind of give you an idea as to what may be interested in it and what makes it different than other neutral palettes. So let's start with the shadows. The shadows, you get 15 shadows. This whole palette costs $25, and for that you get everything I just described to you and showed you right now. And these are the shadows. So the top row you can see is mostly highlighters with the exception of this brown, kind of brown shimmery shade. So let's start reviewing the shadows. These are the shadows for $25. Everything that I just showed you and described to you, you get for $25. And these are the shadows, you get 15 of them in this palette, which is quite a lot considering all the other products you get as well. The first row is really highlighters, brow bone highlighters, inner corner highlighters with the exception of this brown color. The middle row are kind of mid-tone shades you might use to deepen up your crease, to put as a wash of color on your lid. Definitely, most likely not highlighter colors, with the exception of what is probably my favorite shade, which we'll get to later because I'm using it in the tutorial. And then this bottom row is deeper shades that you're going to use to line, to cut a crease, to deepen up your outer corner, things like that. So on my eyes, I've placed this shimmery duochrome gold violet color on the moving part of my eyelid, and then I went in with this taupe shimmery color and I put that on the second part of my eyelid. Then I blended my crease out with this camel color right beside those two. To highlight, I went to the top row and used that kind of matte off-white color to place in my brow bone and my inner corner. Then using more of a detailer brush, I went into this matte black and placed that in my outer corner to really deepen it up. Then taking a liner brush, I took this purpley leaning taupe color and lined my lower lash line with it, and I wasn't too careful because I'm going to be placing a darker color right above it. And that darker color was this shimmery purple color, which is beautiful and so pigmented. And then to finish things off on the upper lash line, I used that black shadow as a liner using that same liner brush, and I just wiggled it right in between the lashes because I didn't want anything too harsh. So my thoughts on these shadows are that overall the quality is very nice, especially given the price. They can sometimes be a little chalky depending on the shade, but overall the matte shades are very nice and not powdery, and the dark shades are very pigmented. You know, it only takes one quick swipe of the finger to get some serious pigmentation. So the quality is there. Some shades might be a little hit or miss, but really for the price and for the number of shades you get in here, to not be able to fully use one shade isn't a huge deal to me. The other thing I wanted to mention is this mirror. It's so large, and it's what I used to do this whole tutorial. It's so nice and big, and everyone loves a good big mirror. You can't do squat with those tiny little mirrors that come in eyeshadow compacts, and this is like luxury, so I do really love this mirror. Now let's move on to the face, and that just slides out like this, which I love. It makes packaging so nice and compact. And let's start with what I did first, which was contour. I took this contour powder right here, which really is matte. You could call it satiny, but it's closer to matte than satin in my opinion, which is great for contouring and bronzing. It's a double duty product. But it is warmer, so while it works on my skin tone now, it does lean on the warmer side, so in the winter I could see it being a little disastrous should I try to really truly contour with it. It might work as a bronzer, but don't try and sculpt cheekbones because you'll look like a weird Snooki. Not good. Then for the blush, I first went in with this kind of hotter pink shade right here, and that wasn't really working for what I was going for, so I then decided to layer over that this peach shade, and I really like the results I got. To finish the whole face off, I went in with this cream colored highlighter that definitely has some sparkle in it, and I placed it on my upper cheekbones, my temples, the bridge of my nose, and my cupid's bow. Okay, now let's talk about the face portion of the palette. I've already said a little bit about the bronzer, how it leans a little on the warm side, so those who have fair skin or pink undertones might want to beware, especially in the winter time. Just don't overdo it. It really is a fine bronzer, and it doubles as both a bronzer and a contour powder, but just be careful with it. The highlighters are a little dicier. Both have kind of flecks, glittery flecks in them, so if you're not a glittery fleck kind of person, these might not be for you, although I do have to say that they really don't show up as being glittery. You don't look like a ball of glitter when you wear it. So even though it looks like it in the pan and in a heavier swatch, they really don't show up on your face. But this peach one is beautiful. It doesn't look powdery on the skin at all. It glides on really smoothly and truly does look like a highlighter. However, this white or creamier one does have a more powdery consistency, is a little chalkier, and so when you put it on your highlight zones, it doesn't look so much like a highlight as it does, well, it just doesn't highlight. It doesn't give it that kind of shine and glimmer that you want your highlighter or illuminator to. Rather, it looks a little flat and powdery. So this is not really good in my book, but this one is stellar, so do with that what you will. Now for the blushes, I really don't think there's a bad one in the lot. You get 4 blushes, starting on the left, starting with this one right here. This is a berry tone with golden kind of shimmer in it. That is kind of chunkier shimmer, but again, you really don't see it once it's on your face. The one immediately to the right is a very light baby pink that I could see being good, not only as a blush on fairer skin tone gals, but also as a highlighter on those with deeper or darker skin tones. The next one to the right is a brighter pink blush that can be layered. It can be very soft and pink when you put it on, but it can also be layered into more of a bolder look. And then the one immediately on the other end is a peach blush that just looks beautiful. It's so natural looking, great for warm undertones, but also not bad for pinker undertones. It's just beautiful. Now for final thoughts on the palette. I really don't think you can go wrong on this one. For 25 bucks, if you love your cool tone colors and you love dark kind of black, purple, this palette's for you because the shadows really are nice. Like I said, there are some consistency problems, some are a little chalky, but not enough to really warrant it unusable or make it an awful palette. It's kind of on par with all of the other NYX eyeshadows, so if you love the quality of those eyeshadows, you're going to love the quality of the shadows in this palette. For the face products, there was the one dud. There's the highlighter that just didn't get along with me, and then there is the bronzer that might not work for everyone, but overall it's a pretty universal face palette as well. So I highly recommend this, for everyone. It's not only for light skin tones, but also darker skin tones might enjoy it, and I could really see it as being a neutral palette for everyone. You just have to keep in mind that it is cooler, grayer colors in the palette. So I really hope you enjoyed this style of video with doing a review and a tutorial at the same time. I hope to have a few more out for some other palettes that I've recently gotten as well. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe right here if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Okay, can you see anything?
No.
Okay.
Give me a test. Ow! That's not, I thought you were gonna do like a finger. How many fingers am I holding up?
How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know, I'm blindfolded.
Okay. Oh my God.
There's your jaw. I'm gonna create a better jaw.